In 6 weeks until Arizonans get their early ballots in the mail, all eyes are on Arizona with key races up and down the ballot. NBC News is spotlighting key battleground states across the country as part of the Meet the Press's Meet the Midterms series. And this week, Meet the Press brought their show here to the Valley of the Sun. Our own political insider, Brahm Resnik, joins us from Tempe following a one-on-one with Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd earlier this evening. Brahm?
Hi guys, we covered a wide range of Arizona political issues, ranging from how important an issue abortion rights will be to what happens if Kari Lake wins the governor's race.
You've been on the ground 24 hours, but you've been following Arizona for years. What's your sense of why? Why us?
Look, I look at it as there's always been a more robust, we could say it was the John Birchers, and then you can call them different names over time. But there's always been a more robust, call it a fringe element of the GOP that would get swept under the rug every now and then. But, I think when I first started covering politics, Arizona was recovering from the Evan Mecham years. And I've heard his name mentioned to me a few times in relation to who could be the next governor. And the point is that it's sort of like your soil is really good soil to grow. And it seems as if the soil here in Arizona, for some reason, allows more of the fringe on the right to grow, and that I feel like we're seeing. You go all the way back to the Birchers, and you're seeing it today.
Kari Lake, the Republican candidate for governor, has become kind of a national sensation in Republican circles. What is your sense of how high she could go if she wins the governorship?
Look, I think that she is whatever you think of her personally, she's obviously very charismatic, very comfortable. We all know this. If you're comfortable in our business, comfortable putting yourself out there, and essentially comfortable taking arrows, and sort of standing that way, you can go a long way in this version of the GOP. I think Kari Lake is somebody. If she's governor, I don't know her. We don't know her well. It looks like to a lot of people, and all the reporting seems to support, that suddenly she decided, I'm going to use Trump to fast-track my way into politics. She's not the first. Ron DeSantis chose to do this in the state of Florida. We've seen others. I'm guessing her ambition isn't just governor of Arizona.
That's interesting, because I want to end with abortion. Pollsters on the right and the left all agree it is the top issue for voters, many groups of voters, especially women, college-educated women, and here in Arizona at least, independents.
It is.
So, given what they're saying and the history of abortion as an issue, abortion rights, will that be a motivator, the motivator for a lot of voters?
I will tell you this. My understanding of the West, politically and historically, my understanding of the libertarian streak that still exists among Arizona independents, I think abortion ends up the trump card, no pun intended, for the Democrats in here. That is perhaps the difference between winning and losing at the end of the day for these Democratic candidates. I think it is that powerful an issue with enough independent voters. And because I go back, this is the Western conservatives that I grew up, and you and I grew up with, were always a bit more libertarian. Whether it's Alan Simpson in Wyoming, John McCain here, those people still exist. And that's the voter that I think, if the Democrats find them, that might save them in this state.
You can watch my entire interview with Chuck Todd on a special 1-hour Sunday Square Off this Sunday at 8 a.m. on 12 News. In Tempe, Brahm Resnik, 12 News.
All right, Brahm, thank you.